It's finally Friday. It's Friday, Friday.
Thank God it's
All right, welcome back to the Friday Show, presented by Editorial, a Climax Stallion. I'm Scott Jagow, along with Ray Paulick. Glad to have you with us. Ray, back when I was in the national news business, we had a saying about one particular state, and that was, all the crazy stories come out of there. Nothing has changed since I got into the equine industry. It's Florida. And this week, once again, where you are in Florida, you wrote a story about the latest happenings involving Churchill Downs and a crazy story about Hialeah. What in the heck is going on?
Well, there is a lot going on right now. The legislature is meeting. Their session ends today, so who knows what they're going to come up with in terms of a gambling bill. But no matter what happens in Tallahassee, Churchill Downs has said, we have figured out a way where we can stop horse racing and keep our casino. When they got the casino at Calder, they had to run so many live thoroughbred dates in order to keep it. Well, they did that, and then they reached an agreement with the Stronach Group to lease the track to them. It's been rebranded Gulfstream Park West. They tore down the grandstand. Churchill Downs wants to get rid of the racetrack. They want to sell it or develop it, but they want to keep their casino. So they went out and got a Hialeah permit. So they can now build a Hialeah building and put on matches at some point and end their relationship with horse racing, and most importantly for horse racing, stop contributing about $8 million a year in purse money that comes from the slot machines. Don't know when that's going to happen, but it's going to happen, I think.
Well, once upon a time, I did have family in Florida, and so I would go to Hialeah matches, and I found it pretty cool, although highly corruptible. I understand that these days, this is not your father's Hialeah. Can you explain what exactly Hialeah looks like today in Florida?
Well, it ranges from still professional Hialeah at some places to former college athletes basically hitting a ball back and forth for a few minutes to qualify for a permit. I'm not sure what form of Hialeah they would have at this Calder Hialeah fronton, but what seems to be becoming vogue is hiring former University of Miami athletes that some people in the community might actually know from football or whatever. But it's a play to keep the casino going. It has nothing to do with the sport of Hialeah. It's just it's a necessity to keep the casino going.
Well, it's a sham, mockery, all those words. And it's exactly the same as the other shams and mockeries going on in Florida when it comes to this business. The match races down a dusty dirt trail, the 100-yard, plodding races at Hialeah Park, disgraceful.
The galling thing is that when Churchill Downs got the casino, they got it in part because the horsemen lobbied in favor of it. And I don't know how many years ago that was, but it's been up and running. And now they want to, it appears they want to cut the horsemen out of the, financial windfall that comes from the slot machines. The bigger question, really, Calder is going to go away. Maybe Churchill Downs will be required to put money into purses. I'm not sure. But at some point, and currently the lease extends through the end of 2020, and so does the contract with horsemen. It could be broken before then. When you get lawyers involved, you just don't know what's going to happen. The bigger question, though, is what next? You've got a racetrack, Hialeah Park, that's got a casino now, and they run match races involving, I don't know if they're quarter horses or ponies. To me, that's a solution for the future of Florida, because the other option is to run 52 weeks a year at Gulfstream Park. I just don't think that's good for Gulfstream Park or for racing.
No, it's not. It's not good for the turf course, especially, which just gets beat up. It's already chewed up. So, it would make sense, what you're saying about Hialeah Park. It would make sense for everybody involved. We are talking about Florida, so common sense goes right out the window. But let's just say that the Stronach Group could go to the family of John Brunetti and say, we'd like to run a meet at Hialeah Park. It's still a beautiful facility inside and out. It has a casino. It has a grandstand, so people could actually go sit. Instead, Calder West or Gulfstream Park West, there's no place to sit. It's a simulcast track. Hialeah has such a tradition in racing. It was the backdrop for Let It Ride, for Pete's sake. So there's a great tradition there, and I think it would be awesome if the Stronach Group went to the family and said, we want to do this. We will benefit because we'll give our turf course a rest, but we'll still be able to conduct racing, and you get this grand old venue back and operating, and maybe there's something there, a silver lining through all this muck.
Yeah, John Bernetti, Sr., owned Hialeah. He passed away recently. He loved horse racing. He's an owner and breeder himself. He was difficult to get along with, and was a thorn in the side of a lot of people. But he loved horse racing, and he loved Hialeah. I know he died wanting to bring thoroughbred racing back to Hialeah. I think everybody does. It's a beautiful track. He put a lot of money into restoring parts of the track. And to me, the last time I was there, I could see that place getting ready for a thoroughbred meeting before too long. The one caveat is the only permit they have right now is for quarter horse racing. So something would have to change with the state as far as, I think, as far as allowing thoroughbreds to race there in pari-mutuels.
Should be noted that the Stronach Group has done quite well with their leased meet at Gulfstream Park West, formerly Calder. Yeah. The handle was pretty significant, and so they know how to do this thing. They know how to do this lease thing. They've already shown what they can do. So again, back to it making all too much sense. It makes far more sense than Churchill Downs opening a Hialeah fronton. So, all right, what do you think about this? Could Hialeah kind of return to some of its former glory? Let us know with the poll on our website at paulickreport.com. Thanks so much for joining us on the Friday show, presented by Editorial, a Climax stallion. We'll see you next time.
Climax Stallions introduces Editorial, a half-brother to Eclipse Award winner Uncle Mo.
This is an overwhelming performance by Uncle Mo.
Editorial was a tenacious winner of his second start.
Editorial's gaining, wires coming, gonna be close. Editorial gets up.
And now stands his first season for just $3,500. For information, contact Sean Feld at 859-519-9665 or email climaxstallions@yahoo.com.